All right, welcome back to Don Odell's Legends. This is the Devil DJ here in Boston, and honored again to be interviewing just another legend. You know, we were just talking off camera about the talent that rolls through Don Odell's Legends. It's incredible versus what sells out Gillette, but that's another question all indeed. Jeff Pitchell is with us this evening, and you may know Jeff, and if you don't, Jeff, would you just give us a quick introduction of your background and who you are?
I was born in Hartford, Connecticut.
New
I'm
Englander.
a musician, guitar player, singer, teacher. I taught elementary school, and both my parents were musicians, and I grew up in Connecticut, and spent some time in Austin, Texas, where you're from.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad to be here. Yeah.
Well, we're honored to have you. If people don't know, so you have 9 albums. We'll
Yes.
talk about another one here in just a moment,
Right.
which is very exciting. The 9th album.
Yeah.
Tell everybody, this is like Beatles-esque stuff. Tell them what happened. This is incredible.
Well, it went to #1 on,
Yep.
on the blues charts, and I had a lot of good friends play on it. It's called Playing with My Friends. And of course, Jay Giles is on it, Rick Derringer, B.B. King's daughter, Claudette King, Charles Neville.
And at one point in time, for several weeks, this was not a flash in the pan.
Right.
9 of the 10 top Billboard blues songs were listed.
Yes, I don't think that's happened. I've heard that.
This is Beatlesque. This
Right,
is U2-esque.
In
This
the
is-
blues world, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I remember meeting you that week that happened.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, that's so exciting.
I know, you just don't know. A lot of musicians always tell me to have low expectations of records.
Sure.
So you try to keep a low expectation, but that exceeded all of our expectations, that album. So
And we'll hear some of those songs this evening, I would imagine.
Yes,
for
absolutely,
Sure. Very
yeah.
good. Well, we're looking forward to it. The other thing that people should know about you is people roll through here and they do their own thing, and that's awesome. You know, they're legends. But tell everybody some of the folks you have played with, the BBs. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I've with B.B. King and the Allman Brothers.
Yes.
Jay Giles, I toured with Jay Giles.
Yeah.
And, Charles Neville.
Bo Diddley.
Bo Diddley, yeah.
Yes.
Who else?
Buddy Guy.
Buddy Guy.
Yep. And then here's one going way back. I just did a little research today because
Okay.
I knew a lot about that. But James Cotton.
Yes,
You
made an
tell us
album with
about
him,
that.
Yeah, we recorded a couple songs together. A song I wrote called My Love, and Whiskey River. He plays harmonica on, and I did a lot of shows with him. He was a very another blues musician that really helped a lot of upcoming musicians, which we don't see that much anymore.
You know, it's interesting you say that. I did see Slash of all folks. Actually, I have a Guns N' Roses shirt on underneath here, but is doing a traveling blues festival this summer.
Wow, that's
Samantha Fish and some
So
folks
he's
like-
going to be on that.
He's on it. They just released with Brian Johnson, the lead singer of AC/DC, Killing Floor from Howlin' Wolf.
Wow,
It was. It's actually really good. So
Wow.
maybe the blues will get some more eyeballs
That
because
would be
it's like the
that
most
was-
talented people on the planet.
I agree with you. And, yeah, it needs people like Slash and Brian Johnson who really play blues-based rock and roll anyway.
Yes.
And that sounds exciting.
It must be great for you as well to see. I know you've played with like Kenny Wayne, and
Yeah.
he's just exploding.
Yeah,
you know,
he is.
I mean, selling out,
Right.
really large places
Sure.
now, and it's got to be awesome for you to see that as a
Yeah, I think that he's another guy carrying the torch with Joe Bonamassa and that Marcus King. And
Oh, Mark, yes.
so that we're on, you and I are enthusiastic about the same things.
Yeah.
We want to see these people. It's good for all of us when these guys get over the finish line, and that's why I've been lucky because I raised 3 kids and stayed married through all this crazy rock and roll and music. I'm just very fortunate that I still have my family together and my sanity.
I can well imagine because it is. I'm fortunate to know a lot of folks in your business, and there's everybody thinks it's a bunch of pile of cocaine and this and that and beers and all. It's actually quite a bit of road time and in a van.
Yeah.
As Albert Castillo says, get your ass in the van.
Yeah, the road will kill you.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
Right, and I think Willie Nelson just came out with a song. It's called the band on the road, the band got pneumonia and brought it home to the kids. That's like the chorus. But, I mean, if you look at his itinerary over the last, 50 years, they know how many miles he did in his bus. It's insane.
Millions.
Millions.
Yeah. You got it. Well, I know, piling all that stuff, all your gear into the van and off you go. And it sounds romantic, and there is some romanticism to it, but being away for 6 weeks at a time.
I toured on buses too. Like I did the Commitments tour. I was a guitar player. And when we opened a bunch of shows for BB, we had a bus. And I think it's just as tough no matter how you're traveling.
Yeah.
Sometimes a van's even more practical than being with everybody in a bus and everything. But, be careful what you wish for in the
Yes,
business,
sure.
because you might be on the road.
You might be successful.
Killing yourself.
Well, speaking of future successes,
Yeah.
tell us, you let me in on a little secret earlier today, something happening a little later this spring that
That's
you want
right.
to talk about?
I did an album with Tom Hambridge, who you've had
Yes,
on your
of
show.
course, yes.
And he produced half of this album called Brown Eyed Blues, and that's coming out May 1st.
Oh,
so
nice.
hopefully it'll do as well as playing with my friends. It's on Deguelo Records, and so I'm just grateful to Deguelo Records for believing in me and signing me and all that. And I have some big stars. I have Dickie Betts' son Dwayne on this album, and Jay Giles again, Dave Mason again, Michael Allman, Greg Allman's son's on it. But the songs are good. They're strong, and we'll play some tonight. And I'm going to Nashville on Monday to work on another album, and this one is going to be about recovery, because I lost so many friends in the business and not in the business to alcohol and drugs, that I feel like God's calling me and telling me that I have to channel my music to try to help people instead of just helping myself. So the people that I'm writing with down there are all hugely successful songwriters, and I'm excited just to see them and catch up with them. And they feel the same need too, that the plague of the alcoholism is not just in the show business, but it's everywhere. And I have family that are struggling, and so it's just God telling me to do this. So you have to listen sometimes.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations
Thank
on that
you,
one.
thank you.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
You do write some incredible lyrics. Especially, they're not only bluesy, but if you've been through a heartbreak, I don't know if you have or haven't, Jeff, but you write some lyrics that are like damn heartbreaking lyrics. It's very impressive, and you got to be careful actually if you get too. I do at least.
Yeah, this heartbreak stuff. I have so many friends that come to me with their heartbreaks and their heartaches. That's what actually fueled Brown Eyed Blues, because my buddy Dan, his girl broke up with him, and he was devastated. And I was trying to be funny, and I said to him, "So what color eyes does she have?" But I was thinking in the back of my head of the song while he was telling me this, and the song has helped him, get over.
That's good.
And more than one friend has come to me with the same. Love is not perfect. So.
Well, we look forward to that. A couple of songs tonight.
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. So sneak peeks. That is great. Now we do have to go. I know you were a 5th grade teacher at one point in time.
Yes.
I have to ask, because so you've got a job, you've got health care, you've got steady income. How do you make that jump with family and kids and say, you know what? The hell with it. I'm going to follow my heart here. That's a big leap. That's a very exciting leap.
Well, the guy who the first big agent that signed me, his name is Mark Gentilella. He owns Celebrity Access now, which is a website service that you subscribe to get all the inside information about the music business. So I had a job teaching, and he came and saw my band. And afterwards, he said, I could book you all the way down the East Coast for X amount of dollars a night, but you have to quit your teaching gig because they both will suffer. The teaching's going to suffer. And I was in the inner city, and the inner city schools were asking me to pass kids that weren't reading and writing to that level.
Yeah.
So I said, so they just push them along. And I said, you're lucky if you reach one kid. So I said, I gotta pursue this music thing. And I still teach, community college, like music appreciation or guitar. But that experience of teaching was unfortunate because I do respect teachers more than anything on the planet, but they're underpaid and overworked. And I think the music business is a day at the beach compared to being in the trenches teaching these kids.
Yeah, sure.
So I may be crazy, but I know a lot of teachers, and they're very devoted people, and they're special, more special than me. So,
well, we're all glad that's a big jump, and we're all glad you rolled the dice, and sounds like God helped you a little bit, and had that agent, and
right. And I did get my degree in teaching from my dad. He was always like, look, if you're going to pursue music, always have something to fall back on, so you have to get your diploma. So when I received my diploma from Central Connecticut State University, I handed it to my dad. And I said, I really want to go play music, but I got this for you. And then the next thing you know, I'm teaching in the inner city. But he just looked at me like I was crazy.
Yes. Oh, that's a fabulous story. Tell us a little bit about the band that's with us.
Okay, I have Jeff Thompson on the drums, who was with Montgomery for years, James Montgomery.
Yeah, sure.
And he's also played with Skunk Baxter and a host of all these musicians he's played with. He's also an actor that's been in a lot of Mark Wahlberg movies. So he's a character. And then John O'Boyle on bass, who's been with Matthew Sweet. Glenn Nelson on piano, who taught my children in elementary school. He's an elementary school music teacher. And Baron Raymond on sax from Rod Stewart, the Shaboo All-Stars, G.E. Smith. He's played with everybody. So I'm just fortunate to have a lot of great guys like these guys who I can call them, get together and make music. And I've been doing this for a long time. So we just enjoy it. We just have fun, and that's the name. If we have fun, then people have fun.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and you can see it. You see it in the videos, and I know we'll see it tonight as well. Which is great. One last question for you. I know it's Jeff Pitchell and Texas Flood.
Yeah.
I know you've played with Jimmy Vaughn. Tell me, so just real quick, my very first day at the University of Texas in Austin, Stevie Ray Vaughan died that night. And it was like a morgue at school for my first 2 weeks there. And I knew him and had listened, but since I've probably listened to every single bootleg there is that he's ever made. But you did Texas Flood in tribute to...
While he was alive. See, people don't realize that. We just called it Texas Flood because I used to play the Sting in New Britain. And my buddy's band played there, the Riders on the Storm. They were a tribute to the Doors. And he called me and goes, the Sting wants you to come play Stevie Ray Vaughan. I said, really, the Sting? It's a huge place. He said, yeah. I told him, Texas Flood, I said, oh, cool, yeah, I'll do it. And then that's how that happened. But that was like in '85. And I used to go see Stevie and tell him that we were playing his music.
Oh, my goodness. He must have loved it.
He did. He was just such a good person.
Yeah.
And, just to tell him that.
Oh, I didn't realize he was alive when this. Oh my goodness! And he was cool with it, obviously.
He was
awesome.
He was very flattered by that.
Oh.
And my bass player at the time, Ken Tressman, was the stage manager at Lake Compounds, and he was talking to Steve. He's like, "Yeah, we played your stuff last night. Everybody loved it." He's like, he handed him his sunglasses and gave them to Ken. Oh. That's the type of person Stevie was. He would just give you his shirt off his back. And that's what's the tragedy, is he got clean, and he got off drugs and booze, and then God took him in that helicopter crash. And right before the Family Style album came out with Jimmy. And they still call us Texas Flood, Jeff Pitchell, Texas Flood. I don't mind either way. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of promoters and a lot of things, they don't want to lose that name because we made it a nice impact in the Northeast with the name. So this business is so, they don't care, they just want to let people know what's happening, and I mean, you and I know it connotates to Stevie, but the general mass might not.
The general mass probably doesn't, yeah,
Right, right.
doesn't anymore. I like how you do, because I did read it a different, you really do it as a tribute.
Yeah.
It's an honor of
Right,
Stevie now,
right,
because
right.
obviously he's not.
And now you know, it was Stevie and a lot of other people that were saying, you know, you gotta say your own thing too, man, you know.
Yeah,
You can't, I would've went, if I just stayed doing that, I probably would've went nuts, you
Yeah.
know, so, you know, Stevie's in a league by himself.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody come close to him. I don't claim to be as good as Stevie Ray Vaughan. I played with Tommy, I played with all those guys,
yeah,
and if they give you the nod, then that's quite an honor.
absolutely.
So, you know, like you say, after everything that's happened in our lives, I don't take myself too seriously. I don't take anything too seriously, and that's the trick, is surrounding yourself with people that don't take themselves too seriously,
Yeah.
but to have a good time. And Stevie was one of the greatest,
Yeah.
probably that I will ever.
Probably, for
Yeah.
me at least, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a DJ show, and I'll tell you, when I played those bootlegs, the power is just, it's unbelievable.
The energy that
The
have.
energy
Yeah.
is, yeah, so, well, I'm glad, I know what it means,
Thanks.
those folks out there, hopefully, and it's a tribute to the greatest there probably ever was.
Well, thanks for
Yeah.
having me. Yeah.
Hey, thank you very much for
Thank you,
coming.
Chris, yeah.
We are honored that you're here tonight. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you for having me.
The
yeah.
Devil DJ here at Don Odell's Legends, signing out one more time. Pass the word on, boys and girls, because he tours all the time. New album coming out. Get on it. And it's not just the guitar, which is, you know, okay, fine, great. It's the vocals and the lyrics too, and the lyrics will grab you. So have a great time listening to Jeff Pitchell, everybody. Until next time, thank you very much.